Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am very thankful that you all are here. I'll take a brief go through of Reiki, and most of your questions should get answered today as to what is Reiki and how it is different. So Reiki is basically a pseudoscience. What is pseudoscience? You will understand it as we go deeper into the presentation. Definitely, Reiki is something related to science, and there are interpretations related to that, which we will see today. Reiki is of two words. You can see Re and Ki. Re means soul and spirit, and Ki is vital energy. Reiki is more into this channeling the energy. So it's becoming very popular now as an alternative meditation process. It is both psychological as well as physiological, and this was founded by Mikao Usui. So we shall begin our journey on Reiki. If we go to what do you expect from the presentation, we are going to do an introduction, the medical feedback. We will discuss the chakras, how uh, Reiki is related to alternative medicines. Do we have evidence? Is there any medical studies? How do we link it biologically? What is this consciousness change model? What are the roles and responsibilities of a Reiki practitioner? And a typical question answer set, which we will also discuss. And of course, what are the benefits of Reiki? So, why Reiki is really needed? If you see, there are chakras. If you see the top crown, then we have the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar, the sacral, and the root. So, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seven chakras or zones. Each chakra is having a scientific, psychological, and physiological uh, needs. There are needs which we have as social beings, and each chakra is having some needs. Like the heart chakra is related to relationships. That is the psychological part. If you talk of the scientific part, the blood pressure, the arms, hands, lung. And if you talk of the sociological part, asthma, heart problems. So you see, Reiki is not fooling. We are not fooling. We are actually trying to link it with the psychological, the sociological, and the medical things. So we try to channelize what we say universal life force energy or spiritual energy. And I'll try to talk more on this. Each Reiki practitioner has their own way, and the way we decide depends on the clients, on case to case. So we basically like we have a group now. We keep discussing things, and then once we begin it, we will be doing a detailed case analysis, and we will try to aim to solve all problems. As you can see, your future goals. Reiki attempts to sync you with your future goals. And how we will know this? Only when we. But how actually Reiki works? You have so many yogas, you have so many alternative methods going on. But does Reiki really work? Now, if you see, Reiki is influencing what we biologically call autonomic nervous system function, ANS. which has two parts, the sympathetic S and parasympathetic P. Now, the sympathetic part of ANS is the most affected part of our nervous system, which handles our stresses or emergency reaction. What do I mean by emergency reaction? Suppose we suddenly got a rage, we suddenly got a anger. So it is the sympathetic part of the ANS which gets activated, and mostly this is the root problem. What is P? P is parasympathetic part of the ANS, which is controlling a normal life situation process. What is normal life situation process? It is when we are normal. We are doing things normally, like we are breathing normally, we are sleeping normally. We are doing normal things and not in a stressed or emergency reaction system. And on the right, you can see the medical proofs. If we see, this is an international journal of evidence-based complementary and alternative medicine, where you can read here. I'll just read few words. Reiki has been shown to be better than placebo for inducing a state of relaxation. Physiologically, this means that Reiki is effective in activating the parasympathetic nervous system, quantitatively measured as reduced heart rate, reduced blood pressure, and increased heart rate variability. So you see there is medical evidence. If you read here, you can see that I find the practice of Reiki very rewarding as a practitioner. Deep relaxation, profound healing. Mostly Reiki is now understood very well. But then how it is taking place? So this is the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic portion and the parasympathetic portion. If you see, both diagrams look similar, but no. You see here, this is the vertebrae connection. The vertebrae connection, which gives connections to various organs or various sensory functions in our body. And this is where the emergency reactions or the stress reactions. Suppose you are running and suddenly suppose you have to catch a bus. So what happens? Your heart understands that you need more blood because you have to run faster. So your sympathetic sensory part gets activated. And what is the normal thing? The normal thing is parasympathetic, where the connections are not there. They are just functioning as normal organs, which I think hardly happens. Even during sleep, we are having some bad dreams, good dreams, we are awake. So hardly our parasympathetic function of the ANS is activated, and as a result, we are always in the sympathetic zone. And as a result, we have lots of stress, we have lots of thoughts, which keeps going in a cyclic model. And this is called the consciousness change model. Like, what we have to do is we have to explore, we have to continuously seek. There has to be a collective transformation. Find a practice. What is a practice? The practice can be anything. Even like you are just folding your hands and meditating is a practice. But do you want it as a life practice? So this is the consciousness change model. So Reiki comes into this psychologically and comes into the ANS, autonomic nervous system, biologically, and it merges the both portions and helps in a unique spiritual transformation. And if I want to sum up whatever you have seen till now, this is Reiki. It helps you to expand your creativity, heart, body, mind, spirit, develops a positive attitude, relaxes stress, balances energy and chakras, enhances personal growth. And as I have already discussed, it attacks ANS. And that's the most critical thing. Our nervous system needs to be soothed down, and it transfers control back to the P division. Instead of always the S division control, Reiki tries to give the control back to the P division so that the body, the mind, the heart, the soul gets into a relaxing thing. But how do we do physically in sessions? Of course, it's rhythmic meditation session. There will be some music. There will be various activities being instructed to you, and the practitioner will be seeing a response. Please note that each practitioner has their own ways. Like normally, if you talk of me, I mix Zen meditation, yoga, Reiki, and counseling. So I tend to make mix all of those so that a proper interaction feedback is received. Reiki practitioner is a friendly and harmless soul because we are not doing anything which is not scientific. We are doing this based on some science. Many times you would see on the internet that many videos are there that Reiki practitioners are doing this, that. Yes, there are some Reiki practitioners who are taking some commercial benefits. They are not doing what they should do, but it is their call. But a conscious Reiki practitioner will continuously try to balance with all alternative methods and the basic principle of Reiki to achieve the desirable outputs, which I've already discussed. Better heart rate, lower respiration, and lower cortisol blood levels. And before I come to the question answers set, let's see a video. So I'll push a video to your screens and we shall see. You should be able to see this same time as I am going to see. We'll not see the full video. I'll just want to show you few things.
Intuition. Have you ever been faced with a decision and everything in your body-mind told you what the best choice was? You may have had physical sensations or a voice in your head pointing you in the right direction. How many times have you followed that guidance? Our society tends to place more value on rationale and reason rather than intuition. We are taught to weigh the pros and cons and then make a calculated choice. Intuition. Have you ever been faced with a decision and everything in your body-mind told you what the best choice was? You may have had physical sensations or a voice in your head pointing you in the right direction. How many times have you followed that guidance? Our society tends to place more value on rationale and reason rather than intuition. We are taught to weigh the pros and cons and then make a calculated choice. In most cases, our conscious mind is limited in perception. In order to remain sane, our brain severely restricts the information around you and selectively chooses what to let in and process based on previous conditioning. Even so, we tend to listen to this limited and biased perspective rather than the part of ourselves that is connected to universal consciousness or intuition. It takes time and practice to distinguish your intuition from your egoic mind. Remember that your ego has one purpose, and that is to survive. Generally, change and personal growth are considered fearful to the ego because it could mean a loss of power. Your egoic voice will always resonate with fear, while your intuition will come from a place of love and calm. If you've not been heeding the wise voice of your higher self, now is the time. Come from a place of love and calm. Take some time to reflect on these concepts and meditate. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths.
Okay. So what I showed you is a typical Reiki session in the initial, like either we will have a presentation of few minutes discussing a topic, or maybe some mind exercise, and then we will actually go into the Reiki session. Now you will have typical questions that what is Reiki? Reiki is actually a Japanese method. We have already talked about stress, relaxation, stress reduction, energy healing. But basically, most important is that it aims to unblock and release the flow of energy and emotions. This is very important. Our aim is just not your body. Like the yoga is for body only. It does not help in emotions directly. Of course, if you are doing yoga for a long time, yes, emotions will definitely get released, but not directly during that yoga session, because your body is concentrating on the yoga exercise. If the instructor is asking you to raise the hands in a position, your entire body, your mind, your heart, everything is concentrating on that physical position. As a result, your emotions are not getting soothed. And this is what makes it different in the Reiki. Reiki is not a yoga. Reiki is basically emotional or energy healing. How it heals, as I have described, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual organs of intuition. You just saw a video describing the organ of intuition. Reiki is known to give feedbacks slow. It's not going to give you a miracle in just first or third or fifth session. It cannot, because our emotions have been suppressed, our emotions have been hyper activated, maybe. So a balance takes time. But as I have shown medically, it does work. How does a typical session work? I just told. We might have sitting, posture instructed techniques, can be meditative, can can be a presentation, can be just few discussions, mind exercises or group exercises, and then meditation. Reiki learns. Like I am going to learn along with you. It's not that you are only going to learn. I also will learn. Is Reiki a religion? No, Reiki is not a religion, no dogma. It's just spiritual in nature. What is spiritual? Of course, spiritual has a meaning. You have to base your spirits in someone or something, like God or a faith or a doctrine. In Reiki, the spirit medium is Reiki itself. So you do not need to have any belief to start Reiki. How do I qualify to participate? Basically, you have to be open minded. This is very important. You have to be open minded and a willingness to learn. And please walk through Reiki. Please tell the Reiki practitioner, in this case me, that yes, you are serious to walk, and then only we begin it. Because as you see, it is a slow feedback. It's a slow process. So it has to be a serious effort. Is it like yoga class or healing sessions? Reiki is administered in two forms, classes and healing sessions. The healing sessions are more advanced once you have been able to balance yourself, balance your heart, balance your soul, and most importantly, balance your emotions. I keep saying emotions is what Reiki imbibes on. Once you are able to balance those things, then the private healing sessions comes. What happens in private healing? It's nearly the same thing. Only thing is you resonate in yourself because you don't have a group. So it's just you, and the environment around is just surrounding you. There is no other physical body except the practitioner. So that's basically when you go into private healing. Do Reiki practitioners charge fees? Of course, everything needs a fees, but by principle, the first session, and each Reiki practitioner has their own ways to decide how many days in a session. In my case, 21 days. But seeing this coronavirus, I really don't know how this 21 days will happen or when will happen, but we will see. So the first session cannot be charged by any Reiki practitioner worldwide. They cannot charge it. However, the subsequent sessions, yes, the charge is there. What are the various benefits of Reiki? I will close this presentation on this last slide, benefits of Reiki, and you can see that my pointer is here. Healing relationships with yourself. This is very important. You have to first heal yourself and with others. Social, that is your family, your loved ones, boyfriend or girlfriend, spouse, friends, relatives, colleagues, anyone. But unless and until the first thing happens, inner, the second thing does not happen. The another important thing is you have to believe in Reiki, and you have to believe the main principle of Reiki, that you yourself are the spirit, you yourself are the spiritual power, the powerful tool for self discovery. There is one more thing which I want to say, which you can see: International Association of Reiki Professionals. If you go into this website, which is also the international body, you can see something written here. And this is why Reiki makes it different from yoga, because in yoga or any standard meditation thing, you would see everyone sitting together, or everyone basically at the same place doing a set practice, which means everyone is taken to be at the same level, which may be true or may not be true. But that is not the case ideally, because every person's life plan is unique. And that's why we help the individuals to find their own plan and to help them find their own true spiritual path. Okay, so I think with that, I can end the share screen, and I am back. So that was the brief about Reiki, and I would like to know your questions. And before that, did the presentation actually help you to understand the difference of Reiki with yoga? And if so, what did you understand in a simple line? If I ask both of you, that what
Okay.
is the difference of Reiki with yoga?
Okay. So I would say, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So as yoga is to physical body, Reiki is to more about the soul and the spirit, like the synchronization of a person's soul and spirit, which is needed for a better life. Because once we are whole in mind and in spirit, we're able to have a perfect personality. So that's what I understand Reiki to do.
Good, good. Thanks for that. And Godfrey, would you like to say one
Yeah.
line what you understood about Reiki?
Okay. What I understood is that yoga is mostly based on the body and cleansing of the body, relaxation, releasing stress. But when it comes to Reiki, it also involves the spiritual as well, connecting yourself, connecting your inner self, and yeah, I can say that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any regarding the Reiki sessions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Please go
Uh,
ahead.
yeah, the Reiki sessions, like, can they be done like through the physical sessions? Can they also be done like through the video call, like what we're doing right now? Or
Yeah,
we have to
distance
meet in one
Reiki.
room?
No, distance Reiki is definitely there. If you Google out the information, distance Reiki is also there. But it is suggested that initially you do the physical Reiki sessions because we are all not attuned. The word is attuned. We are not all attuned to balance our spirits. We are all having it. Daily we feel hyper, daily we feel low, daily we feel lonely. That's all about our spirits. But how to tame them, how to train them? Uh, this distance Reiki is practiced by practitioners, but it is advisable to have one or two sessions physically so that you know as to how to sync with your practitioner through a virtual medium.
Okay, another question.
Please.
With yeah, with Reiki there is transfer of energy, like from the guru, which is you, to the
Yeah.
to us. So through the online way, is it possible to transfer the energy when we are not in the same room?
Yes, it is possible. As I told, in this distance Reiki, the energy does get transferred. But suppose I take you in the next call and we say we are going to do distance Reiki. It is not going to happen instantly because we are yet to begin the meditation sessions, the postures. Normally, if you see, Reiki is about energy transfer, energy feeling. You can feel your energy in two ways. Either someone transferring it to you when you see him or her, or when you feel him or her through your nervous system, through your thoughts. So that's where the distance Reiki comes. You have to feel your practitioner with you virtually. So if you have tamed your nervous responses, if you have raised yourself to that spiritual level, then yes, it is bound to happen. It has to happen because, as you saw, Reiki has given a medical proof that it's all about ANS, automatic nervous system.
Okay.
But it cannot begin immediately. Like today we are talking and tomorrow you say, let's do distance Reiki. Yes, we'll try, but maybe you may not feel, maybe you will not feel the results. And
Okay.
so you might get disheartened, or maybe you will feel. It depends on how serious you are.
Okay. That's enough from me.
Okay.